Hey everyone. In this video we're going to go through some of the subscription options with historicaerials.com, and in order to even do this we'll just go in and show you what the product offerings are as subscribers. First, just go to products and subscription if you'd like to sign up, and the membership fees and the tiering are all shown here. You can choose between individual all the way up to enterprise level user. If you choose to go with a 6-month membership over a monthly membership, you will save a month in the subscription price. And depending on your needs, you'll need to determine what exactly level you will need. And depending on whether you're an individual, maybe some individuals may use a lot more credits and need a lot more imagery than others, in which case you may need to up your membership to maybe a small business instead, so you have more credits. Or if you're an enterprise or business level user and you have multiple people that need to use your credits on your account, you can sign up and get the appropriate level for what your needs are as a business and the amount of users that you will need. Some of the benefits of a subscription is the full-size viewer, which I'll show you. The watermarks are substantially less intrusive on the viewing window, and there's no pop-up ads and things to get in the way like we have on the free viewer. We are offering a quick download image in a 680 pixel JPEG and as part of your subscription, as opposed to purchasing a JPEG, PNG, or GeoTIFF. This is a quick download that can be used with the credits. You will also be able to manage an account, so if you have a business and multiple users, you can add users and remove users and things, and have a administrator for those accounts that can manage that. We'll go ahead and hop on in here. I'm logged in as a subscription user currently, so in order to do this, we'll jump in and show you the features as we were speaking about. The first thing I'd like to show is the full screen viewer. As you can see, when you select the full screen viewer, it fills up your entire monitor, and you can choose the year that you'd like to take a look at, and it will tile out the entire screen in that year. If you are looking for scaling options, this is a feature that is available to subscribers as well, and a lot of people may need a specific scale on something, so we are offering for the subscribers to get imagery at scale. You can choose from 1 inch equals 100 feet all the way up through 1 inch equals 1,000 feet, and as you change this, the screen will zoom kind of accordingly to which level you're at. Obviously, when you get out pretty far, it's hard to tell what you're looking at. If you're at this 1 to 1,000 scale, it's going to zoom you way out, but then you can zoom back in until that box fills up the entire screen. And as you choose different scales, it will do things accordingly. And we'll go ahead and save an image to the gallery here in a second, but I'd like to show you the other features as well that are available in the subscription model. Another one is the rectangle option. So you can choose to download something in a rectangle. If you need some more coverage, something a little larger than, say, the area you could get in a square, or the area you're looking to cover is more elongated than a square would cover, say this golf course for instance, you can zoom out or in as you need to, and you can draw that box in a rectangle so that you can cover your entire location a little easier than if it's the square option. So that's another feature we're looking to allow the subscribers to have, and you can save that to your gallery as well as a rectangle. And I've already done some examples of this stuff, which we will look at here in a second. I'll go ahead and save this golf course. And as you can see, when you save them to your gallery, you will have eventually multiple pages. You can page back through and see the things that you've done previously. And I'm going to go ahead and show an example once you have gotten in here of what features are offered to the subscribers. Something that you do not have the ability to use is the PDF generator or the JPEG 680 download when you utilize the rectangle tool. The JPEG 680 is a square, so it's only offered with the squares, and the PDF generation is also utilizing that square in the tool. So if you are getting an area in a rectangle, you can only get it through purchasing a download. However, this would be much easier than with the free viewer, where you may need to tile multiple things together to cover that same area. It's tiled together, it's done for you, and you can get it in a larger non-square format. If you are looking to make a report, we have this really great tool that we've developed for generating a PDF report, or you can also use the JPEG 680 download option and just get the image immediately for your report if you have your own setup or have your own template that you'd like to drop it into instead. First, we'll go over how the PDF report generator works. Click the PDF icon and it will take you in, and you can view what that area you are looking at. In this example, it was the old Cubs training facility in 1970, or the new Cubs training camp facility, and this specific layer that's showing right now is what that area looked like in 1970. If you'll notice, the layer I'm on is highlighted here over to the left, and if you'll watch when I click this, the credits will change. If I choose the 2013 layer, I've used a credit to view that layer, and each additional click that I make will use another credit. So if you're looking to build a report with some very specific years and you're trying to fill in every decade or every 20 years, and you may not need to click through all these, I would not recommend clicking through all of them if you don't need them, because you will use a credit every time you click. Once you know what you'd like to look at, then I would click on those years and view them. You may from time to time find one that doesn't cover the entire area. You may end up with a section of black in the screen, in which case you will want to probably select a different year, maybe close to the one that you initially tried to go with. As you click through these, as you can see, it will tell you which layers you've already looked at, which ones you've already used credits on. And when you go back to those layers, it will not use additional credits. They've already been used. If you would like to do anything on this report, down in the bottom we do have the option where you can type in a site number, a job name, coordinates, address, whatever you may need to add to this PDF for information. You can do that down here in this text box. As you do, you will want to save it. So if you type something in this one on the 2013 layer and click save, it will save that. However, when you look at the 2007 layer, it does not have that text, so you'll need to type it again, or if you have additional information and you want it, say one year shows something that another year does not, and you need to denote that at the bottom, you can do so. But you must click save each time you add something to these, and I'll show you how that works in the downloads option. Now, when you're ready to download and create a PDF report, you can click this download PDF, and the year that you had selected at the very beginning in the gallery is the year that will be checked, and you use the credit for that immediately when you come in. If you want to go through and select the other years that you have started to add information to or viewed, you just need to add that checkbox to the report option. We'll go down here and add an additional one that I haven't even looked at, and as you can see, we'll see in a second, that will still be added to the report even though you didn't view it, but it will also use a credit when you do download this report. So you may as well view it ahead of time. We'll click the download over here on the bottom underneath the image years, and go ahead and just open that up. You'll get this dialog box. You can choose to either open it, or you can save it to your computer and then open it, whatever works best for you. We'll go ahead and open this up and you can see what it looks like. As you can see, this is a PDF report that has certified historic aerials information with the year and by Netter Online. That is also a movable item, so I will show you how to move that if you would like. As you can see, this is a 6-page report, and as you scroll down, it will show you each layer in the exact same format as you had before. And as you can see, the 2 images that I typed something in that text box have information down here in the bottom, and then the items that I did not type anything in, they're still blank. So that's up to the user what they would like to add. The information underneath the aerials is provided. Usually it will give the source and the date range. There are some items in our database that do not have that information, and in those instances it will not provide that data. But most of the imagery will have a date range and it will have a source for that information. If you have gone back and you need to come back at a later date and download that PDF, but say you realize you forgot a year or you need a different year, there's some information missing and an additional layer would help, you can actually come back to this report at any time. So if you're in your gallery, you can just click on this PDF thing again, and as you can see, everything is still populated in what you looked at. And when you click the download option, all of the years that you had generated in that original report will still be shown. If you would like to add a year, so I would like to add 1967, you can just check that box and click download PDF again. And this time, when that report is generated, it should, oh sorry, you have to click the download button over here, my mistake. Once you've clicked that, when the report is generated, this one is 7 pages, as you can see. So when you scroll down through here, I added the 1967 layer to this. It was not in here previously, but now we have the 67 layer added to it. So if you go through and get everything you think you need and you decide at a later time you actually need more or less in the report, you can come back in here and modify that, re-download the report. The only credits that will be used are anything you add. If you take things out, you won't lose credits. You've already used them when you viewed it in here the first time. Something I would like to touch on while we're in here looking at the report generator is this certification. If you need to move it, if this is blocking something from your view, so say it was down here and there's obviously subdivisions or information down here that you may need to see, but in this instance it's in a good location. But say you'd like to move it for whatever reason, you can go to your dashboard and go to the settings in your account and the certification seal placement, and choose where you would like to put it. So we'll change that and now put it in the top left. And to get back to where you were, you just head back to my gallery, click on the PDF, and as you can see, that certification has now moved. And something else to notice about this is that each year actually is certified with the year listed in that certification. So hopefully that'll be something that people will be happy to see and utilize, and you can turn it off altogether if you don't want that in there. It's another option in that drop down. You can just remove the certification altogether. After you're finished with your PDF, you can download it, you can print it, and when you need to get out of here, all you have to do is click Exit PDF Generator. It'll take you back to your gallery, and in your gallery you can also utilize another option as a subscriber. The next option I'd like to talk about is the JPEG 680 download. So a lot of people may have their own reports or templates that they've set up in a manner in which they need to submit. And if you just need that image and need to drag and drop it in, before you could do the 1800 resolution downloads, and we're trying to give you an option as a subscriber to just get that image. You may not need it georeferenced, and you may not need super high resolution, and this is the perfect example for that. So you just go in and click on this download JPEG 680 option, and when you open it up and take a look at it, again, the certification is still there if you need it to be, and this is a 680 pixel JPEG download that you can drag and drop or put into your own template. We're just trying to make this a little easier for someone who maybe need to quickly generate reports, and we're hoping to give you some tools to make your life a little bit easier. In addition to the Aerials PDF generator and the download options with the JPEG 680, we've also built a topo map, topographic map PDF generator tool as well. It's slightly different than the Aerials download generator or PDF generator, and I'll show you why and how that'll work. We'll use a fresh, clean image here and go in here, and we'll see if we can find a topo map that, in many instances, these can end very abruptly in the middle of a site. So if someone's looking to download something, a topo map in an area, and say you run into an instance like this where you get a partial coverage, you don't have all of the area the way you would like it, and you may have to download, historically you may have had to download a 1983. Let's say over here you may have to download like the 1983 and also the 1982 layer. As you can see, they kind of cover the same area. They fulfill the coverage in that same area, but they're not the same year, so they don't show up at the same time. We have a solution for that in the subscriptions, and you can go in here and save this to the gallery. And we'll save this as a topo partial example. And you go in here, and just like with the aerials, you click on the PDF builder. And when you get into the PDF builder, it will tell you that there's missing sections, and to view a replacement portion, all you have to do is click on the black area. Initially, when you come in here, there will also be a pop-up that says basically the same thing, and you can choose to turn that off. I've already turned that off, but there's a do not display checkbox that you can select after you realize what's happening. You may want to leave it on so you know what's going on at first, but once you get it, I would probably just turn it off. It can get a little annoying. Again, select this black area. When you do so, the same scale images or topo maps that are available in this black location are listed at the top, and then any alternate scales that are available in this location are also listed in the second section down. For an instance like this where we have 1983 but we don't have our full area covered, I would recommend trying to find the closest year available in this location. So what I would do is I would go in here and click on 1982, and it will fill in the space with an adjacent year. And when you look down here, there is a legend. This legend will tell you all of the pieces that are used to fill in this topo map. In this instance, there's actually 4 different pieces that are coming together, 3 of which are from 1983, which is why the coverage for 1983 covered 3/4 of this area, and 1 is coming from 1982, all of which are listed right here down below in the legend, so you can see what years this map is composed of, with a little bitty legend over here on the side, or example of what coverage is what year. Much like the aerial PDF builder, you can add information. You can type in a job site or an address and type that in down here, and it will be savable. If you click this option up here, Save PDF, it will save that information on whichever topo that you are currently saved on at the time, or clicked on at the time. And also, like the aerial PDF generation tool, As you click on these, your credits will be used. In this instance, 1975, we have full coverage, and that is great. It is showing you the pieces that this coverage is coming from. There are multiple pieces in here, but they are all the same year. And when you go into another year, say 1972, this one has partial coverage. In this instance, again, you can click in this black area, and you see that there's a 1973 layer that will fill in the missing space, and you now have a 1972-73 composite topo map for that location. And as you can see, the coloring over here changes each time you select one. You can tell which ones you've already used a credit towards to fulfill, and going through each one, as there will be times where maybe the coverage is not completely directly 1 year. Either way, you may have to fill it in. In this instance, a 1968 layer is the only option you have for to fill in the 1965 layer, and I would just go through and add this whole area. And again, you can see down here at the bottom, one piece is 1965, the other three are 1968. Whatever layer you were on when you created this is the year that will be populated in the listing. And I would just be aware of that. It will say 1965 even though it is mostly composed of 1968 because you started on the 1968 layer. And you can just go through for each year and do this. This is 1962, so I will fill in these additional pieces with the closest thing available, in which case this one is also 65 and 68. So in an instance like this, the 1965 and the 1962 topo are going to be made up partially of the exact same layer, the 1968 layer. Just something to be aware of and keep an eye on when you're doing this. As you can see, other years are full coverage. Just depending on when and how the scale was set up and where you land, this may or may not happen to you. But I wanted to give you an example of how to utilize these tools and give yourself a full view, even if you have to add multiple years together to do so. Once you've done all this and you would like to save this PDF, the Save PDF option is actually for saving the information you type in. And when you click that, it will save that information for each layer, but you have to do it on each layer, whatever you would like to type. The download option, again, much like the Arial PDF generator, it will be populated with the original image that you were on when you saved the image to gallery as the checkbox for the PDF. All the years that you viewed, or even the years that you have not, you can add an additional checkbox to. Obviously on the ones that we've filled in with the adjacent layers, we would like to view those in a PDF report. We will go ahead and add all of these together and click download. The download button is right here underneath the years. It will populate a window for you, and you can either open or save that file to your computer. We'll go ahead and open this one up and take a look at it. As you can see, this is a 7-page report and has your certified Arial up here and the legend with what is what. Here's the text that I entered on the first one, naming the job number or whatever your case may be, and anything that I didn't type any text in will not have information there. So if you need information with this report, you can just go ahead and add that yourself for each layer and save between each time you add information. When you get down here, as you can see at the very bottom, this last one also has the text that I entered. So once you've saved this or printed it, you have your report. If you realize later that you need to add something to this report or take something out of the report, obviously you can just take a page out if you've printed it off, but if you need to add something to the report, you can at any time come back to this. So we'll get out of here and I'll show you how to do that. If you're in your gallery and you click on the PDF report, When it comes back to the generator, all of the years that you've viewed will still be highlighted, and along with the download option, any years that you've downloaded will also be checked. So we would like to maybe add a 1991 layer. You cannot add any information to this once you're in the download option. So if you've made a mistake, just exit out and come back in. And if you want to do that 91 layer and fill in the blank space, you can just go in here and click on the years. Unfortunately, in this example, the 1991 layer, there is no coverage for the other three areas. The closest thing we would actually have to that is the 1982. In this example, there's a 1987 piece. However, it's completely different. It's more of an image look than a topo look. So that may not look very good. It may not be the way you want to have this one appear. It's totally up to you if you choose to do that. But in the 91 example you're trying to add, you're actually adding the exact same coverage as the 1983. And so that layer may not be worth adding if you've already have the majority of that coverage with the 1983/1982 piece. But it is an option for you to do if you would like. As far as generating this report, you can come back at any time and download it again. So in this example, we had added the 1991 layer, although it was mostly made up of 1982 or 83. We did add, oh well, we did not save that. So as you can see, if you don't save it, it will not keep that information. So if you choose to populate these, make sure that you click the save after you fill in the blank space. Now if you want to come back and download it, as you can see that 91 is not checked because it was not in your report previously. You can just check it, and when you click the download button, it will come up with an additional page in your report. So now this report is 8 pages with including the 1991 map in addition to the previous 7 pages in the previous report. And that is how you use the TopoMap PDF generator. It is also the same sort of situation with the JPEG 680 download as we have with the aerials. However, we don't have the option to fill in that space. So if you're looking to fill in that space with other years, adjacent years to get rid of that black, you will need to use our PDF generation tool to do that. That's it. That is the benefits of some of the offerings with our subscription model, and there will be some more stuff to come in other videos as well, so keep an eye out and come back and check us out, see what we've got coming up soon. Thank you.